What's up? What's up? This is the first dev log for GTA Crypto. I am Theo Beams, just working on learning how to launch a smart contract on the EVM in the traditional sense, and then we'll probably move on to other chains later on in this series. But for now, I'm literally learning with you guys week by week. I may not talk about all the I'm not teaching you or anything, but I'll be just logging, our progress on what we're working on. I'll even show code and kind of just walk through maybe some bugs that I might have. Maybe there's some developers that might get into this, people learning along with us, or some experienced people that could offer support. That would be cool. Um, I've had my eye on developer DAO and other communities that are builders, and we'll probably start reaching out to them as well. Um, so yeah, this is literally episode one. I should even call it episode zero because I haven't even planned what I'm gonna do with the format of this. But I figured we would just start with introductions and hopefully some people in the community can jump in. Usually the the style that we do these videos is like a live stream, live input. We have people asking questions, talking. Sometimes it's just me, and I ramble about. I get pretty good at that when I get warmed up, but um, just looking to jump in the Discord VC chat and share the room. Yo, yo, yo. Live, baby. So, um, yeah. So, this is gonna be kind of interesting. So we're gonna see. Yo, what's good, GTA fam? Tuning in from Columbus, Ohio. Yo, what's up? Yo, I love our international community. Ohio, stand up. So even if you're not interested in developing, I think watching this series might be good, just to see what's possible. Because I'm not trying to just launch like a boring NFT. Like I've heard some pretty interesting things that can be done. Right off the bat, I'm just gonna mention like one of the cool mechanics is my idea. It's not my idea actually. I shouldn't say that, but the idea here is to create a NFT contract that there might be an initial supply of 200, but each of those 200 have the right to mint another two of that NFT, and then it'll have like a upper range cap of maybe 2,000 or 5,000, 10,000. I don't know. We could figure that out as a community. But I want this to be kind of fun. Like I want this to be like an interactive. Oh, what if you could do this? Can you do this? Is this possible? Kind of crowdsource ideas for like the best NFT. I kind of just say that off the whim, but like, you know what? Like for real. Like this could be done in a way where people actually have input on how their NFT is made. And I don't know, maybe all their ideas are shit, and I have to just say, you know what, fuck you guys, I'm gonna do it the way I thought. I can see that happening, but we'll see. That being said, I don't really have much to show you guys. Like, I really am just here introducing the concept of the dev logs. Because when I actually have logs to dev, or devs to log, you know what I mean, developments, then I'll share that. But yo, Jay J Taro. I'm not familiar with you, bro. What's good? I see you in the
What's
VC.
good, fam? Been a minute since I've been on the AMAs. The last time I was on, y'all was on Twitter, so I tapped back into the
Oh,
channel and saw y'all was out this joint. I'm like, oh, let me switch it up.
oh, no doubt. Yeah, we switched it up a bit just cause Twitter's great, but it like I feel like it's limited. Like I can't share my screen. I'm about to share my screen in the Discord just so you don't have to like watch the YouTube if you don't want to. But um,
Bet.
but yeah, thanks for jumping in, man. Like if you know what, this is great because really and truly, I wasn't really gonna share anything. I was probably just gonna like play some chill music and just like kind of source ideas of like what do you think. You know, first of all, I'll be honest, right? Like I don't remember you, but you know, if you jog my memory, if I see your Twitter, like it'll start to come back to me. Your voice already sounds familiar. Um, but
Oh, it's all good, fam. It's been
yeah,
a
no
minute
doubt.
since I
It's been
tapped
a
in,
minute,
so
yeah.
no worries.
No, no doubt. But but I'll definitely ask you a few questions, like just kind of get an idea of like, you know, how long you've been in the space, like you know that such. But let me put some music on first. By the way, I'm from Canada. Where are you from, man?
I'm from Ohio.
Toronto.
I was on the
Oh,
YouTube
that was
live
you on the
joint,
YouTube. Okay, okay. I wasn't
and
sure.
when I saw the Discord was popping, I said, let me go back over here.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, I like the idea of like us live streaming us building the NFT just so you guys can see like, you know, it's just me. I'm learning as I go. I already have like background in programming and stuff, so I know what I'm doing. But as far as like solidity, like the quirks of like how NFTs like work and stuff, like I don't think it'll be too hard. So it should be a little bit fun to do. But yeah, for this first episode, like I really just wanna um, like get to know what the community wants and kind of mix my ideas with that too, and um, and then yeah, well, shit, that's with it all. So yeah, I kind of want to get an idea of that. Um, I keep repeating myself. My bad. Well, the volume mixer. These YouTube streams are always too loud. Like I need to like turn this shit down on the mixer. Boom. So, yo, Black Crypto Night, bro, what's good? He's in the YouTube chats, bro. What's popping, man? This dude's homie's in a meeting, so he probably can't even like really listen. But that's fine. Um, if you can like type some suggestions or you want to make some input, we'll make sure to keep checking the chat. But but yeah, Jay, like what? How long have you been in the space? Like I don't know if you can talk or if you don't mind me asking you some questions.
I don't mind at all, fam. Appreciate you asking. So, I've been in the space, I would say like officially, probably since November of last year. And the way
Mm-hmm.
I can kind of timestamp that, because that's when I got my first POAP,
Oh,
my
dope.
first like free NFT. I was in the POAP Discord and they had like a little survey going on asking people like when was the first POAP they got. So I looked into my POAP app and looked. I was like, damn, it was November.
Mm-hmm.
Time flies. And I work in education,
Oh,
so
sick.
we were like that was right around Thanksgiving break. So I just so happened to see on my IG feed, somebody that I follow. They was kind of talking about they were having like an AMA on NFTs, and I just kept hearing about it. So I said, "Perfect, let me hop in this joint and just like learn myself on something." So at the end of the webinar, they had a POAP. So I was like, "What is this?" I got hyped, learned about it real quick, and so I got my first one, and then went down that rabbit hole ever since.
What was the AMA?
It was with Kangaroo Heroes, the NFT project,
Okay, cool, man.
and yeah, they're like a financial literacy
Oh,
NFT
that's dope.
company or program.
That's
So
dope.
super dope community, real culture, and relatable, but still talking about things like NFTs and Web3 and tokenomics and things like that in a way that was very digestible. But you know that was my introduction to it, which was good because um, I was still witnessing the rug pulls,
Mm-hmm.
the scams going on. So we talking about that in AMAs, and then you see it, and you're not falling for this stuff that a lot of people that were just super bullish and jumping into it, not really having the fundamentals down pat.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that sounds a lot like kind of what we do here. So I would definitely love to check them out. What was it called again? Kangaroo. I could just check
Kangaroo Heroes.
Kangaroo
Yep.
Heroes.
Yep. And that's actually one way I got kind of introduced. Well, not introduced because I was in another project on Naji, and then that's how I found out about GTA. So
Bet.
it's just like a lot of these projects that I happen to start jumping into. There's like that core principle of like education first, but the way that it's introduced is such in a relatable way. Um, I think that's just the dope thing about it. So yeah, man, I love this community, GTA crypto.
Yo, I appreciate that a lot. Yeah, and I had a feeling like you probably came in through Onaji, um, and that's like we started this before NFTs were big, like GTA crypto started like early or sorry not early late 2020. My first message in this group was probably like December, something like that, 2020, and you know, I always knew we were gonna figure out a way to not monetize, but how to grow the platform, and part of that means kind of going the DAO route and having a way for people to vote and make decisions and pool together funds if need be, um, and make plans, right? I bought land. Like I was thinking way ahead. Like I was buying sandbox land in January 21 when it was like 200 bucks, 200, 400. And the whole time I was thinking, like, we have videos back then. Like I was streaming in sandbox saying how like we're gonna be chilling in the metaverse doing these shows when once these things are actually fully fledged. Like we could do this now. Like we legit could be chilling in the metaverse now, but I don't really like the ones that are out right now. Like you have Decentraland, you have um, Somnium Space is live. Like you could legit like stream a whole show with like tables and chairs. Like you could do it all, but you know there's some that are just going to be more fun than others, and I'd rather just build the community first and wait. So yeah, go ahead. You unmuted.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I didn't want to interrupt you, but I love what you're saying, man. That's one thing I love about GTA. Like, y'all really focusing on building the community first
Mm-hmm.
with the channels and like with a lot of the education and the links and
Mm-hmm.
things like that with the AMAs. And since you brought up metaverse, I just want to ask you, like, are you hip on spatial, and how do you feel about that? Because I was in an AMA with Onaji recently, and they had a guy in there kind of talking about spatial and kind of showing the overview of that. It was a really cool concept.
Nah, spatial. It rings a bit of a bell, but I'm not familiar. Do you have a link, or I can like Google it quick?
Yeah, I can definitely post it in the lounge chat if that works for you.
Yeah,
But
Yeah,
yeah.
it's pretty dope. I remember when we were first started using it in Naji, we had a couple meetings there, which is like it was just an art gallery thing from when we
Uh,
first started to use it type, but it was cool for sure.
yeah, I found it. I see it here. Rise of NFTs and virtual. Yeah, I mean, you know, there's gonna be a lot of these, right? So it's not really a matter of like which one. It's really a matter like I said, like I'm not in a rush to do these meetings in the metaverse. Like I know it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be off the chain. Like and I want to do it in an ecosystem where there's composability, there's token gating, um, it's more or less actually online, so it feels like an internet experience rather than like a private server experience. So, doing this NFT is really important to me because I think that it's going to be how we I was gonna say but how we grow this platform for us to kind of do what we want in this space, right? With like kind of like with this badge of like, oh, you belong to like an actual Web3 community where you have like you could put this shit on your resume. You know what I mean? And there's something to be said about that. Like when you say that, oh, like I'm part of that beginnings of like the Web3 era, and you have a community that has grown and you know like those things, even if they're small, like even if it's just 200 people, like I would say you want to have some type of participation in this space, and proof of that helps, right? So you know where I'm going with this is all I'm saying is that you know the education part is great. Like you work as a teacher, you're an educator. So you know at what point do we decide like, hey, like we should actually like use our skills to monetize this and like actually find a way to make money in Web3, right? And it doesn't have to be through GTA, but it can be like on the back of it, or you learn through it to get to your goals. You know what I mean? Right? Like having a platform is important, and being early like this, like we're pretty early. Like the NFT community is only like so big. Like you have you know 100 member rooms, like what am I trying to say here, like spaces that have like 100 people. There's like quite a few of them, but like none of them are hitting critical mass, so there's just a lot of room for like growth, you know what I mean? And then yeah, so beyond that, like more of a focus on education. I don't know myself what these other communities are doing, so like that should be part of like my research. Is like, oh, like what is Kangaroo Heroes doing? You know, Onaji. Like I already kind of know what they're doing, right? So putting together content, putting together videos that people could be watching for like years to come, like that's kind of the time I'm on, and it's not just the content creation part. It's really the whole Web3 experience, like right, like having a presence in the metaverse, having weekly or bi-week, like not bi-weekly but like 2 times a week, like having meetings and meetups and you know just stuff where even if you're not participating, like there's something that you can get out of it if you miss the event or something, you know what I mean? Like you can go back and watch and be like, oh, like that was a dope DJ set or like you know someone did live art, you know, like different shit. Like there's so much shit that you can do when you just think of how cool the real world is. Like just think you could do all of that shit in the metaverse times 10 or even more, right? Because it's not a real place. Like you can do crazy shit that's never happened before yet, right? So I don't know, like it's just one of those things where our world is the world is your oyster, you know what I mean? And I talk a lot, so you know, just interrupt me whenever if you just want to like jump in.
Nah, you good, fam. And it's interesting that you brought that up because even though I work in education, my actual job title, I'm not like a teacher. But just
Mm-hmm.
because I'm so enthusiastic about Web3 and everything that you can do to it, like just from hopping in different spaces, from GTA Crypto to Kangaroo Heroes and Onaji and PoApp and different ones, like I have no background in programming or nothing like that, but I was able to like deploy like a POAP and NFTs at high school graduation last year. So
That's
that was the
dope, man.
first time that they were introduced to Web3. First time they were introduced to NFTs, and like the admin staff were bullish on it. They were like, "How can we use this in different ways?" So now we're going to use that in different ways this school year. You know, and I'm not even a teacher. I don't, but like I'm still able to teach. And now
Mm-hmm.
they're talking about different ways to like build out a curriculum or at least just like a virtual classroom where I could just talk about stuff like this, you know. So
See,
that's
yeah, exactly. No, go ahead. Keep going. My
now you
bad.
good, and so to your point though, like about like doing it the right way. You know what I'm saying? Like not only having the content, but like what's because the school I work for is virtual. We
Mm-hmm.
don't meet in person. We're not a brick and mortar type of school. Everybody attends school online. So for me, I'm looking at like, well, since we're already virtual, I might as well just have the meeting in the metaverse. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? Uh,
Exactly.
and making it like more engaging for young students that are in grades K through 12. Obviously, not too soon, but like even for kindergartners, how can I introduce it to them in a way that's maybe different than 12th graders? So just
Mm-hmm.
finding different ways to tailor that, you know. So I think it is very interesting, and I'm on the same wavelength in terms of like it's only a matter of time before the school system like is going to be forced to adapt to that.
100%.
Um, and I think people like people within GTA crypto and in this community are going to be like the trailblazers of like this is how you do it, because they're going to be looking to us and communities like us to like teach them and consult with them and be liaisons to kind of guide them through this whole process, because there isn't like a real curriculum yet that's built out for like how to use this and how to use and when to use it and different ways to use it.
1000%, man. I'm so happy that you're here. Cause I needed to hear that, cause that just made me realize like how much room there is for growth in this like kind of realm, just because like just like you said, so many kids are doing virtual school. There's new forms of education like popping up. We're from Canada, so like they're experimenting with like, because of the like the pandemic, like I don't know, there's all kinds of new ways to do schooling, right? Like through the laptop. So, and even like, just different types of programming and stuff like that. So I would love to learn more, like, after this show and everything, like we could talk, and definitely, the way what am I trying to say here? Like the way the metaverse is going is it's encouraging engagement over the internet. The financial layer was like really important, like having a way to exchange money and exchange value. And I think the value part is even more important, because money is only a concept, right? Like dollars and what you value things at. And in some way we're kind of going back to like this bartering system where, okay, like I have this JPEG of a monkey, but to you that's worth this many dollars right now. So we because of blockchain, we now have like a real time way of pricing value to each other. So having that now, like I'm so excited to see how we can. You know what? I heard something yesterday that made me think like, yeah, like damn, it really is. And I already was thinking this. This is like Babylon, right? Like we're dealing with um the not Babylon, excuse me, the Tower of Babel, right? Where and I love this story too. And like this, the Tower of Babel is like a story of when, you know, all of humanity spoke the same language. Like let's say it was English, right? And we, because of that, we were able to band together and build this huge tower that almost like rivaled the heavens. And because, you know, what God wanted for us was to like just pray and not to, I don't know. There's more details to the story. I'm not gonna go into it, but end of the story was like God like didn't like it, and he crumbled, he destroyed the tower, and created new languages and put us into different lands, because he wanted us to like focus on praying and not to like build to the sky and like rival the gods or whatever, right? So whatever the moral of the story is, I just like the idea of us all being on the same page and being able to interact over the internet, which is like our new language is like, numbers, code, math, you know what I mean? And we have Google, so we could translate all that shit. Like, so we're getting to that point where, human collaboration can just explode, right? So I'm really doing this episode to just really build the thesis, because like what GTA Crypto is a platform to just weed out all the bullshit, right? All of that stuff that's just fluff and not important to the space. Like like Moody was just sharing like an airdrop. You know, I'm gonna call him out. I'm gonna just say it, right? Like guys, like there's gonna be hundreds of airdrops coming up. Just an example, right? But what GTA is about is like I'm trying to show you guys how I rationalize things, and people can have other rationalities too. But I want you guys to think about things in a critical way, right? Because right now we're at the bleeding edge, so we really need to be super critical and really need to like build. Because like first off, I started this as like an investment or a trading group, but I wanted to make sure people knew how to weed through scams, you know. So if I come off harsh, or I'm like, oh, like be careful, or like don't take anything negatively, always take it as like, oh, he's trying to show me and teach me something, right? Because you know, Moody shared black hole protocol. Right, like black hole protocol, like you could claim it right now, you know what I mean? And I don't know anything about the protocol. It could be like the best thing that sends sliced bread, right? I don't know.
Project
And
sounds sus.
it sounds
I'm
sus to
sorry.
me, but I'm just
If
off the face
black
of it.
hole protocol is black hole, I'm taking all your money.
Is he?
That's the protocol.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was thinking. I'm like, black hole just sounds dirty to me. Like there's something wrong with that. But whatever it is, it could be dope though, right? I looked at the website too, and I was like, it doesn't look like that impressive. Like they put a lot of time into it. So just those two things alone, I'm like, I'm not claiming this, right? So then I'm like, okay, let me, before I say anything, let me check if it's on JunoSwap. I checked if it's on JunoSwap, wasn't even there. So if there's no pool, that means that the team didn't bother to put money into their token, but they're giving it to you to claim. Now, maybe this is like the first hour that they dropped it, and if I check now, it could be there, or if I check in 24 hours, maybe it's there. Either way, it's not a good sign if it's not like tradable and they're giving it to you to claim. Okay? That being said, again, it could be a great protocol, but I need to hear from you like what your rationality is, or I don't need to, but like that's for you, right? You need to rationalize why is that a good idea to claim, right? If it's worth $20, okay, maybe that's worth it to you. To me, it's not, like, cause whatever, it's $20, you know. But to some people, like, yeah, that's worth it. Go and sell that right away, but make sure that it's worth something, right? So that,
For example,
yeah.
Rebus, the Rebus chain is actually doing their airdrop tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
And that, I looked around, there's a lot of those same Cosmonaut influencers that are talking about it. That looks like it's probably going to be doing something. I don't know if it's going to be worth an airdrop worth a lot, but that's one that I'm actually planning on claiming. And I think you needed to have staked Atom, Osmo, and Evmos. Those are the coins. So
Mm-hmm.
if you were staking those, and then you were staking those as of July 14th, looks like we're getting an airdrop tomorrow.
Yeah. So and that's a good sign is when people are actually talking about it, right? And you've heard of it before. Like I've heard of Rebus, right? So, you know, oh, and also like I'm super bullish on like the actual app chains dropping, like new blockchains dropping, because then there's a little bit more work that goes into that versus like launching a token. Like we're launching a token, we're launching an NFT, and you can do that like as one guy, you know, or two people if you really needed to be complex or have like a really nice front end or something, right? So launching a whole blockchain is on an entirely different level. So that being said, not all of them are going to be great, but you have a better chance that it's a significant deal, right? Versus like something that's not. In case like you that hasn't crossed anyone's mind, but like a actual chain drop is going to be a bit of a bigger deal. And if nobody's talking about it, it's probably like a bad sign. But whatever. And that's one of those situations where you don't even have to claim anything. You just kind of have a wallet now with coins in it. Yep, Cosmos season, airdrop season. But this isn't an airdrop talk. We're more talking about like what's the point of GTA crypto. Stephen Anthony, bro, I see you. Hop in the VC chat. We're in Discord if you want, if you can. But yeah, I mean, I'm glad Anthony's here too, cause like he's also deployed an NFT. He was working on when we met him. He was working on an NFT project. I'm still really interested. I still haven't seen your art, bro. You still need to show me your art. So um, yeah. But I think we're all on the same page here. We all kind of understand that education in this space is valuable, and creating content for people to follow, to get comfortable and find their way in the space. It's super powerful, man. Like I think even if we're just doing this for a small group of people, like we're changing lives, hands down. I know I've made friends tens of thousands of dollars. You know, like no doubt. Not everybody, but some. The ones that are like really persistent or been around like early, and yeah, like a couple grand here and there, and it adds up. So, um, fuck, man, I ramble too much, but like honestly, it's is this right here is like what it's about is just getting people together so that they can like do what they do best, and whatever that is, I think we can do it um, through this medium where we support each other. We kind of like pick like kind of like offer help wherever needed. Um, you know, as this space grows, like I want to see us grow with it. Cause if you guys haven't realized already, right? Like just look around, right, and realize how integral the internet is to like our lives. Like even if you want to say like, oh man, like I could do without the internet, I think there's like 90% of us would say no, we can't, right? And like would not choose to live off the grid. So that being said, think about how important adding a value layer to that internet is, right? Um, I heard a guy the other day say, or just this morning, he was like, "We don't know if NFTs are gonna be around years from now, right?" And I think we do know that. Like I think after 1 year of seeing how this has evolved, not even evolved, but how it's captured so many minds. It's been memed. It's there's Saturday Night Live is like making jokes about it and stuff. Like something like that doesn't just like that's not Beanie Babies. you know I think Beanie Babies was more of like, I wasn't there for it, but I think it was more of like, it wasn't like a revolutionary thing. Like we've had teddy bears before. It was a fad, but something like this is like an evolution. So again, I'm rambling. I fucking ramble all the time, right? Like I do this. I'm so bad at this, but
If I jump in real quick,
yeah,
Neil,
jump in, bro.
to your point about NFTs really not going anywhere anytime soon. So, like the parent company that I work with is called Pearson. Um, a lot of people know them as creating textbooks back in the day, but they've kind of transitioned into more virtual curriculum. And they recently came out saying that they're going to start selling their books as NFTs because in college, a lot of times after you're done with a course, you don't really have no use for the book, so you sell it back, try to make some money.
Mm-hmm.
So they weren't making any money off those secondary sales. Selling it
Mm-hmm.
back to or selling it to your homeboy or your homegirl that's taking the class after you. So selling as an NFT, embedding the royalties in the smart contract.
Mm-hmm.
Now we'll start getting some of those secondary, third, sales, forever
Exactly.
for the most part.
Exactly. And like I said, I ramble so much, but I was gonna get around to that. Like, there's so many applications that we haven't even scratched the surface. So I know for a fact that I'm not gonna be the one to come up with the killer idea. But what I want to do is have like an environment where we can all realize, like, oh, yo, what if da 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 da, and then we go and build it and make it, right? So having the knowledge, the support base, the expertise, right? All of that needs to happen in some form, right? So this is like the new Bill Gates garage. Like we're on Discord. We have more people. We have more brainstormers. We have more talent. So
That's a fire ass analogy, by the way.
yeah, like it's true, man. Like we don't even know each other. Like this is Web 3. When people say Web 3 is about community and stuff, it really is, right? It's really about bringing people together on a deeper level. Like I have never talked to strangers so much in my life. You know what I'm saying? Like people do that in gaming, but that's on like a fun type level. Like you're not really talking to people about money. You're not talking about like, oh, where you like what, what's your kid's name. Like we're not like getting to know each other that much. But this type of environment, like, you do, because you have like this financial relationship with each other almost, right? And that's a good thing. Like that's like what communities and what countries are built on, is like, oh, we have like this shared economic like incentive. So, just to pull it back, like we're so early, so let's recognize that. Let's start to learn like how to launch contracts. Like, yo, Steven, like Jay Taro right here fucking launched his own po app for his school, and got the graduating class NFTs, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like we're all in this like on the same page. So this is real. I'm actually really happy that we're starting this devlog. I'm gonna do this every week, Wednesdays, 7:30 p.m. Eastern time. So if you just want to tap in, you wanna see what I'm struggling with or what I'm trying to like work on. Like let's get it right, and share what you want to do, and share ideas that you have for the GTA NFT. And I'm gonna bring it back even further to what I had the idea for the NFT. Like the first cool utility that I want this NFT to have is that we're gonna start with 200. We have 240 members, but I know not everybody is active, and I know we don't have 200 active members, but I'm gonna do like a 200 supply at first, and the NFT is gonna have the ability to make more. Okay, so if you have one of these NFTs, you're gonna be able to mint two more. All right, and it has to be minted to like not a brand new wallet, but like a different wallet. You can't mint it to your own wallet, and you know I'm totally ripping this off of someone else's idea, right? But it's very obscure. It's not like a big thing, so it'll feel fresh for a lot of people who see it. And if I can't do it myself, I'm just gonna like fish for the code and rip off the code off the other guy that's already done it. But you know what I mean. So I think it's a good utility to start with at first because it already exists. But I'm gonna try to see if I could do it myself. I don't think it's that difficult, but the amount of different configurations you can do, like the way this guy's done it, is you can you can vote to have an NFT burned. There's also like a social score, so I think people can like vote it up or vote it down. Like I gotta look back into it, but there's a lot of different ways because if you give people the right to just mint another NFT, they're just gonna try to enrich themselves, right? Especially if it has value. So you're supposed to have like a way that you can like, and that's okay. Like whatever. If some people mint to themselves, like honestly, like if you're not, being super nefarious, then maybe like we'll try to like weed that out. But whatever, whatever. So you know there's so many things you could do with NFTs. So I want to like explore that. I want to kind of go into that weird route where people are like, oh shit, like when you first got those, like you could have minted more, but now it's like all minted out, and people are gonna be like, oh, I missed out, or whatever, whatever. But it'll be cool like when we see our community grow in an organic way with the NFT. So I think I would really really love to see that. Um, and to be honest with you, like maybe it doesn't grow at all. But I do honestly like I'm really just doing this just to help people learn. So as hungry as people are, if they want to buy in, then I'll give them that option. You know what I mean? Like right now it's free, but look how fast and how much we're growing when we're just giving out a free product. And I've been told so many times that like if you want people to appreciate what you're doing, then make them pay for it, right? Because if it's free, then you're you know what I mean. Like it's not really gonna get appreciated as much as it should be. So eventually, I have always said this: we're gonna token gate this community, but I don't want the initial part to be paid. So this is my way of creating a free resource. But if it ends up getting minted out, you know, I don't know what the number will be, but if it gets minted out, then you'll have to start paying to get in because I can only give out so much, and I want people to appreciate it. So that's gonna be like my healthy balance, right? It's free at first, but then once it's done minting, then you guys, you know, you price the community. So, and it'll probably be worth like $10. I'm really not expecting much, you know, but I have to do this just to make things worth my while at least. And yeah, we'll get a little treasury going because there's gonna be royalties and stuff like that. You know, whatever. What's up? I see you unmuted.
What's going on, Theo? Yeah, I agree with everything you just said, man. I think we should choose a platform where we can kind of document everything that we kind of brainstorm.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if we could start like another channel in here in the Discord, or maybe meet up in like a metaverse or something where we could just talk about uh what we want to do. But
Mm-hmm.
I think that would be a good first step, is to document and draw out a plan for this NFT.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I'll think about the platform. I like to use Notional, or is it Notion? I think it's I think it's Notion.
Yep,
Yeah,
Notion.
Notion. Notional. I like to use Notion. I have that for the GTA Bible right now. You can see the dashboard channel, GTA Bible. I use Notion, and there's other people who can post to that, and it works. And it's kind of cool because it's public too. You can make it public, and everybody can see it, and it changes as it goes. Um, so I might lean that route, but then I'll look into Google because Google's kind of nice too. It's just like the viewing of like viewing it and stuff is not as well. Actually no, you could do. I'll look into it. I'll look into it.
Yeah,
But definitely good to. I'll probably use Notional, but yeah, definitely good for workflow.
yeah. I'm not sure if you want it to be like super public for everyone to see, or just for like just the Discord to see like what's being written down and stuff.
Nah, we'll do it completely in the open because honestly, like I want expectations to be very low and very like transparent, right? Because I don't think we're gonna like create this in like 2 months. You know, I think this is gonna take like a while. Like I think we're not gonna launch until like next summer. You know what I mean? Like or maybe not that. I don't fucking know. I really don't know. But whenever the next bull run is, I want to be like I want to already have an NFT. And I honestly I don't think that's until really next summer. Like we're probably gonna have a short term bull for you know from now until you know next year. Not even a bull. I shouldn't call it that, but I think like NFTs might do well, and there still might be interest for now until a while. But when shit really pops, like I'm talking like 2024, like when the next halving is like we're gonna, like guys, I hope you guys are around in 2024 because that's a very, even if Bitcoin's like not as important, it's still gonna be a very like significant time in crypto. I think, like, I don't know, man. Fuck, I hate talking about the future because like it's all hypothetical, but yeah, like that's when I really want to be like, yo, we already have an NFT, like we're enjoying like the, you know, the growth, and like when you have a bull run in crypto and you have it like bear content and people see you've been making YouTube videos for the last like whatever years, like you have this era of like legitimacy, and it's gonna be pretty easy to grow at that point. So yeah, like I'm booking on that timeline. Like there's no rush at all. So that's why I want to make content out of this, just to show like, oh, this is what we're working on. This is what we're doing. You know, this is how it was built. And I don't believe in like, oh, mystery is like better, because then it kind of just gives you the, you know, unaccountability. Like people be like, oh, I bet they're building so much crazy shit because they're so quiet, and it's it's like, yeah, actually I've just been smoking weed all day and eating brownies, you know, like,
Yeah,
and you
facts.
wouldn't know, right? You wouldn't know because I'm not checking in every week. So at least if I'm checking in every week, it makes me more like motivated to actually do some shit. So I'm not like saying the same thing every week.
Yeah. What I s- what my opinion is for GTA going forward is I think this can be a platform where we're kind of geared towards knowledge, and once we get an NFT, you know, going off the ground,
Mm-hmm.
we could invite, you know, newcomers into our own community to kind of like get their ideas out and maybe create other NFT projects, you know,
Oh yeah.
like, yeah, like I kind of see like this being almost like a platform to where we could, you know, help you know, new community members get their own projects off the ground, because once we get ours off the ground, it's gonna be, you know, just an experience thing for us. Like we've done it, so you know we could do it for you.
Yeah, no,
And that's
absolutely, and
that's
that'll be part of the allure, right? Like you said, like it's about knowledge. So like, how do you get into this community to learn what you need to learn to elevate yourself, right?
exactly.
Right. So yeah, like I'm totally open to that because I've been doing that for friends for the last year and a half already, right? Like showing them how OpenSea works and showing them like different places that you could use to launch NFTs. So my where I've fallen short is that I've never actually launched my own NFT. Oh, yo, by the way, I've launched my first contract. Yes, 2 days ago now. So it's on
Hey,
the test net. It's super easy. Like it's fun. Like it's like oh shit, like that actually I did that, you know. But
yep.
it's and I've been in tech like all my life. Like since high school, I've loved computers and stuff like that. So getting into programming, I'll tell you this, like blockchains are very familiar, um, if you're into like controls programming, like running a program is different because like you have to understand that, oh, that person might close the program and start it up again or something like that. But when you're like programming for automation or you're programming for like a robot, like sometimes you're programming for that robot to be on until it breaks down, right? So you're having it on for hours and hours and hours, and that's very similar to like how a blockchain works, right? It has a cycle, and you know you need things to trigger it and whatever, right? So programming for a physical robot is very similar to programming for a blockchain because they're like robots, right?
Yeah.
So um I'm well suited for this. I'm fucking excited. Like I'm really think I'm gonna have fun, like kind of trying out things. So yeah, let's get it, man. Like I mean, we've been on for an hour now, so I'll probably try to wrap it up because this is recorded. I don't want people to be like watching forever. But that doesn't mean we have to stop the conversation. I'm gonna
So
probably yeah.
I jumped into this on YouTube, and it was kind of laggy. And then when I pulled up the Discord on my MacBook, it was you were on a completely different topic. The last thing I heard was you saying you still haven't showed me your art,
Oh
but yeah, man, I completely forgot. My bad. But
no, it's all good.
I have like 6,000 JPEGs of some art that I just never released. Like I literally just have the JPEGs on my computer in a file, and they got launched on the testnet on fuck, I can't even remember the name of the testnet, but they're on
Probably
Ethereum.
Covan or something. Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, if you want to experiment with some artwork, like we could do it. I have the artwork made. You don't even need to look for some artists.
Yeah, no, that's dope too. I mean, cause but so when I finish the YouTube, we'll talk about that more. Cause like I definitely want to see the art and like and
Yeah,
yeah, I mean if you want to repurpose it or like use it for a different thing, cause I know you wanted to do your own project, right?
yeah,
So, we could combine like again, this honestly, the sketch pad is completely blank. I don't have any illusions to like, oh, it has to be this.
right.
I just think like the growth idea is cool. Like start with like a small supply, allow it to grow in some way. That's kind of cool, whatever, whatever. But beyond that, like I want this thing to be able to do anything. So, um, but that's like for the NFT itself. Like for
Right.
external stuff or for like front ends or other stuff. Like I'm not a front end engineer and I don't want it. Like I want to just focus on the NFT. But having like that NFT able to like gateway and have access and that kind of stuff, we're gonna have to learn that anyway. So like how to like use. I know there's a damn, what's it called? Token Gate? No, Token Gate is a new thing. There's a website or excuse me, there's a service that you could use to like gate um your
Token
website. It's not Token Gate. It could be Token Gate. I don't think it's Token Gate though.
token proof maybe.
Oh no.
No,
Yeah, Token Proof is like the event one for like when
Got
you.
you.
Yeah, I think it's Token Gate actually. Token Gate, one app, all things tokenization. The Token Gate app is a simple, safe, and easy to use marketplace for buying. Oh wait, Token Gate. What the fuck? I'll look into it. I forget, but it's basically like there's a service that you can use that will make like your website like, oh, you need the NFT to access this URL. But
mm,
I don't think it's perfect. I think they could improve it since I've last seen it, but um, it's like if you take that URL and give it to someone else, they can open up the website too now. So it's not perfect, but I'm sure they've maybe figured it out, or there's other services that are like it by now.
yeah,
So it's stuff like that we could look into how to like how to recognize your NFT and how to interact with it, maybe how to change the metadata, stuff like that. And
right.
yeah, and we'll talk about it. Like we'll maybe like next episode, like we won't even really do any code yet. We'll still just kind of sketchpad ideas and actually get the notion going and actually start to like say, okay, what category does this fall into? You know, um, what are the technical aspects? Like I'll help like with that. So yeah, I'm gonna wrap up the
Yeah, let's do
YouTube.
that, man. I have a lot of ideas that I've gathered from just like friends and family because like I'm like as far as my family and friends, I'm the most knowledgeable when it comes to crypto and NFTs just in general. But I do have a lot of friends and family who have real world businesses, and they're just kind of like coming to me asking me like how could I kind of like implement my business into Web3.
Mm-hmm.
So I've told one my cousin who taught me how to paint and plastic dip and stuff, like my little side job. He has a car shop, um, maybe about like 30 minutes away from where I live, and he wants me to kind of guide him on how he can get his shop onto the blockchain. And I was telling him like, man, it would be so dope if you made an NFT that was like a subscription service to like have somebody's car wrapped, or like just something along the lines of that. So I think like if we can create like a platform to where we can like help people generate like projects for whatever they got going on, like that would be super dope.
Yeah, no, like, and that's fun too. Like, I would love to start like really like sketch padding, like ideas. Some of these things are like actually valuable, so I don't know if we should even make content out of like some of the talks that we might have, right? So that's another idea for the NFT is like you get to be privy to some of these brainstorm sessions and stuff, right? And
Yeah.
and maybe we'll go not live, but like a maybe there's a way to token gate our lives, and have like live recorded sessions, but only people that are in the GTA community can actually watch them and build from those ideas, right? Because maybe we don't want to be too greedy and like we want other people to see our ideas, but not everybody, right? So because no, legit, like ideas like, oh, like how do you make your business like attractive in Web3, or how do you monetize like through Web3, like people want to make things like, oh, it has to be utility, or it has to be like even a subscription service, right? Sometimes it's like legit, like you just sell your product through NFTs and try to crowdsource, not crowdsource, excuse me, and well, yeah, crowdsource funds for an idea, and you use NFTs as like your promissory note, right? Like that just makes your bookkeeping easier, like there's very
No,
simple things that you
it
can.
really doesn't have to be complicated,
Yeah, it
man.
doesn't. It really doesn't. So that's like easy shit. So we can like talk about things and like get more details from your friends. Like, so ask them questions, right? Like, or a lot about their business. So I'll ask some questions and
Yeah,
we'll chop it up, man, for sure.
yeah, we'll get it going. um yeah, for sure, man. Starting now, shit, where should we start documenting all these ideas for these lives?
Yeah, you know what? That's a good idea. Let me just start the Notion now. Because honestly, I like Notion. It's like just clean. So let
Is
me.
is that an app? I've never heard of it.
Yeah, it's like a web app, so you can access it like almost like Google Drive. Like you don't have to have an app downloaded. You can just go to the website and you log in, and you'll have access to the Notion page, and it plays almost like a website. Like you could share it with people, and they can see it like almost like a PDF. It's almost like a notepad format. So it's pretty free. Like you can kind of put um,
Oh,
lists
okay,
almost
yeah.
anywhere, and you can format it however you like. Almost, I'm still getting
Mm.
used to it, but
There's a mobile. There's a mobile app too.
yeah, and they have an app. Like you can actually, it's probably better if you just have the app. But if you needed to get in, you could just go in on a desktop or
So
a
yeah, I
browser.
just got the thing.
So let me log in here. Let me see if I remember how to do this shit. Create workspace. I'm just gonna get this shareable link. I'm gonna drop this in lounge chat, guys. So if you want to be a part of this editable thing, just click on that link. It should take you to be able to edit whatever's going on in here. So team spaces. Okay, I see. General.
So yeah, I just made my account right now.
No doubt. What the heck?
So yeah, I got these JPEGs, man. They're just ready to go. I just I haven't fully planned out and thought out like the platform that I want to create with them. I just have these JPEGs for like this little story that I was kind of writing. But the art is dope, man, and it's like if you need some JPEGs to just you know to use just for like testing that purposes or like whatever you want to do, like just let me know and I'll send them over.
Oh, I
Um,
appreciate that. Yeah,
that's
that
that's
actually
that's
helps
a
because
free
you don't just
get the thing started.
because you don't just have like thousands of images of the same type of
No,
thing
yeah,
just laying
exactly.
around.
They're all the same with like different clothing,
Yeah,
different face coats, hair. It's like basically an NFT project ready to go, just like artwork wise.
yeah, that would be fun. Yeah, so um, I pulled up the Notion here. I don't know. Did you guys click the link or are you
Let me
e-
see.
either way that the link is there in the lounge chat. It was not going anywhere. So whenever you feel like it or you have an idea you want to sketch pad it, jump in there. I don't honestly I don't fucking know how this shit works. So like adding people is always weird to me. Oh, I see you. You're a member.
Yeah, I just joined up.
I made you team space owner as well. So like you should be able to do like anything you want. Missions, full access. Yeah, yeah, full access. Yeah, cool. So um, just like yeah, I'll just click lists. What the fuck? Oh, there you go. Task list. I guess I could use no. What the fuck? There you go.
Yeah, I'm just going through all these little sidebars. So where it says private, is that just like a private like document where
So
certain people can see?
yeah, I think private is only like you can see, so you can like make things for yourself.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So oh shit, I was supposed to stop this